Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. Last night was the wolf moon. I had a little ritual where I summoned Asmodee into my circle, and so that was pretty interesting. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's very personal, but let's just say some really cool stuff happened. I got some insight from it. I wanted to talk about some things today, and I wanted to talk about power. This is a container word. What I mean by container word is it's a word that is like a vessel, a container, which people tend to insert whatever meaning they want within it to be contained. So when I talk about power, know that I'm mostly talking about one's own ability to control their own situations or circumstances. To me, that's true power. People might say, oh, well, money is power. No, it's not. Power is power. People might say that being physically strong might be powerful. In a way, it's part of it. Just like money can be part of it. Money can help you change your circumstances, but there are a lot of people that have unlimited wealth who are not very powerful people. They're either working for somebody else, they're under somebody else's control, or they still have blockages, trapped emotions, and they don't have the confidence to stand up for themselves and make their own decisions. So when I say power, I'm speaking about something that you don't necessarily attain. Power is something you have, but you cannot grasp because you have certain blockages that are preventing you from claiming your power, from truly walking in your power. Example, if you have a hard time accumulating wealth, if you're stuck at an entry-level job or something like that, let's say you're over a certain age, right? It's because you have blockages that are keeping you in that position. See, true power isn't necessarily wealth or anything like that. True power is the ability to remove any of these blockages. Remove that false identity that's keeping you in a situation or a circumstance, and shifting your own timeline into a new reality in which you are powerful rather than powerless. So this could be as simple as switching your mental models, how you think about the situation you're in. Let's say you live in a tiny little one-bedroom apartment, but you wish to live somewhere else, you wish to have a larger home. Well, you're not powerless. You're just looking at it wrong. You have abundance. I have a roof over my head. I have running water. I have all the food I could ever eat. Bills are paid. I've got a bed to sleep in. You have abundance. You have everything you need, plus the comforts, even if you're struggling to make ends meet with bills. Me, I'm a survivalist whenever I'm not doing this stuff on here. So if I'm out in nature and all I have is sticks and leaves for a home for the weekend, I've got a warm fire, I've got shelter, I have food, I have water. Those are all I need. I'm truly powerful in that situation. But this isn't all that I'm talking about. I know you hear that and you're like, that's lame. But what if I told you that there is a way you can increase the power in your life, even magically? I'm not talking about calling forth money. That's part of power. I'm not talking about calling forth relationships and whatever you desire. Yes, that's part of power. A lot of people cast spells and they do rituals in order to evoke and invoke these things into their life, into their reality. But there's one problem. They haven't addressed the blockages, the trapped emotions, the traumas that are stuck in their nervous systems that are actually keeping them from believing that they're worthy of these things, believing that they can have these things. I was there for the longest time. A lot of the time whenever I have a client come to me and say, oh, I've got this problem, I can't connect with my magic. My spells don't work that well. Or I'm having trouble with my identity. One of the first things I think of doing is, okay, well, let's do a curse removal. A curse removal for me is a blanket statement. When I say curse, a lot of the time it's just trapped emotions or trapped traumas in somebody's nervous system, things that they have not ever processed in their psyche. Yes, there are definitely curses. I've been cursed quite a few times in my life. Legitimate curses. A lot of the time, getting rid of those is just a matter of acknowledging them and choosing to get rid of them. Yes, it could get a little more complicated than that, but I've found that once you step into the reality where curses don't affect you, there is no cursing. So, usually whenever I do the curse removal ritual, or the unblocking ritual, whatever that is, or say a road open or something like that, where I'm symbolically removing the things from people's innermost subconscious places where they're never looking. They've forgotten all about it, or they never even knew it was there to begin with. Whether that's something called, a curse or a blockage in their past life, or an ancestral blockage, or a current blockage that they might be having, or maybe something they don't see. I'll remove that curse or that blockage, which initiates the chain of events that needs to occur, and for those emotions to start bubbling up to the surface, for them to then feel them and process them. Once they start doing that, it's like, oh wow, stuff's just coming to me now. Money is flowing to me. I no longer wish to work at my job anymore. It's not comfortable. I can't. I've outgrown it. Now I'm looking for a higher paying job. Or now I'm able to get back into my hobbies. Or, I've been able to sleep peacefully for the first time in years. All these profound things happen whenever I do this, and a lot of the time it's just giving somebody permission to release a lot of these things, speaking to the subconscious, allowing it to look at these things. What we look at goes away. What we ignore festers and grows and becomes a bigger and bigger blockage over time. So first and foremost, if you want to become powerful, you have to acknowledge the blockages that are holding you back, that are keeping you from said power. Whatever that is in your life, there is something preventing. And a lot of it's rather than receiving wealth, you need to look at what's blocking you from abundance, right? What's preventing you from believing that you are abundant. These are the things we never think about. And it sounds silly and kind of wispy and vapious and woo-woo, but I'm telling you right now, from somebody who literally had this problem, who was, oh, I'm never going to make it anywhere, you know, I'm just stuck in poverty. As soon as I made that switch over, it became easy. I started to acknowledge that I'm a lot more powerful than I give myself credit for. Infinitely powerful. So it can be as simple as just thinking a different way, changing and walking a different direction, right? It can be as simple as doing a curse or a blockage removal ritual and giving yourself this permission to start to initiate into the process of processing a lot of these trapped emotions and traumas, and a lot of it's from our developmental years, right? Our early childhood. A lot of it we've forgotten. The traumatic things that have happened to us, it's our brain does a certain thing where we dissociate. When we dissociate, we have no memory of it. It's like it never happened. But its effect is still there. The memory is still there. We just don't have consciousness of it. It is still preventing us from ascending to where we want to ascend to. So when we go in and remove this stuff, we essentially find that, even if we can't see it, we pull it up, we uproot it, right? Now, identity. When we change our identity, that's when we level up. Well, how do we do that, dude? It's simple yet complex. In my mentorship, the first thing I always do with my students is that I have them initiate into receiving their magical name. I give them the steps to do it. They usually do it. It's like, whoa! I received my name, and as soon as that happened, this big breakthrough happened. I have seen it. A lot of my students come in, and they have this almost contempt towards the world or towards other people. And a lot of them come to me because they want to channel their inner darkness, and they want permission to be bad, essentially. As soon as they activate their magical name, all of a sudden, all of this contempt is now it's excitement and joy, right? And it's like, I feel like everything's unlocked for me now. I feel like, I don't even feel like the same person. It's because they assumed a new identity. They switched over and they now live in a new reality. All that contempt and everything was in their past reality. The reason why is because our birth names, the names that we've gone by for all these years, they hold a lot of baggage. Even if you've changed your name, I don't care if you've changed your identity, your gender, whatever it is, there's still a lot of baggage attached to that, okay? Even your new name that you gave yourself, that you go by, holds a lot of baggage and resentment and contempt and anger and rage and hatred. And I'm not saying you have to drop that. You don't even have to drop your birth name. I still go by Corey, right? Online, I'm Damios. Online, I am, and not just online, but in all of my magical workings, I'm Damios. To my family, I'm Corey. To my close friends, I'm Corey. Usually to myself, I'm Corey. So you don't have to abandon your birth name, but just know that Corey has a lot of baggage attached to it. Corey wasn't able to open portals to infinite wealth like Damios is. Corey wasn't able to pretty much just live whatever life he wants to live. Corey wasn't able to give his 1 month notice to his boss and say, hey, I'm leaving February. The end of this month is going to be my last month, my last day here. And then I'm going to be a sorcerer professionally. So That's absolutely scary, by the way. I haven't started that yet. I've got about 3 more weeks. My 9 to 5 I'm driving into now, but there's something powerful in switching over, discovering your magical name, your identity, and even if it's not your magical name, switching over to an identity that doesn't have all of that baggage, but an identity that's more powerful, something that's capable of achieving the goals that you wish to achieve, whether that's in magic or in business or whatever realm of human endeavor. So I didn't want to make a super long video today. I wanted to keep it around 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is actually get off of here. Please leave a comment just to tickle the algorithm, and be sure to like and subscribe. I help this channel to grow. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and you're welcome to join my Patreon, where I share a lot of my private spells and rituals and step-by-step tutorials. Or you're welcome to visit my website, www.damios.com, to join my mentorship program, where I help you discover your unique, most magical self. And I walk through and hold your hand every step of the way, where we work one-on-one. And if you are ready to see your life completely explode and change in ways that you never dreamed of, that's what you should be doing. If you want to learn a lot of the secrets or the step-by-step of how I accumulate wealth, how I am able to perform these spells, and a lot of other exclusive insight that I can't share publicly, join my Patreon. You can also access my Patreon through my website, www.damios.com. And I will actually, I don't think I can link that yet, but I'm gonna put that in the description, and then you can just copy paste it if you're able to. Anyway, much love to each and every one of you. Have a great rest of your day. Peace. Mwah.